It is a cloudy day. Rain is possible, although none is falling right now. Some fell during the pregame. The Kansas City Chiefs have won the toss, and they will defer, which means they will kick it away to the Oakland Raiders. There is Jack Del Rio in his first season here in Oakland as head coach.
He's done a tremendous job coming in and changing the atmosphere around the Raiders building, just getting everybody moving in the right direction and all working together.
Jeremy Ross will not be able to bring this one out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and we check in for the first of several times today with Jamie down on the field. Jamie.
Well, Greg, if you hear about an 0-5 team and then you hear about a 5-0 team, you would think they have two very different fates. Unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, then you've already experienced both of those this season. Quarterback Alex Smith says he feels like this team has played 2 seasons within their schedule already. Now, head coach Andy Reid, even though they're on a run, says they still haven't hit the feel-good part of this season yet. And tight end Travis Kelce attributes the change in this team to the confidence their head coach exudes.
I wonder what a feel-good part of the season feels like for Andy Reid. Thank you, Jamie. On first down, Carr, the quick pass. That is complete, close to the 25-yard line. Michael Crabtree. There is Derek Carr. 21 touchdown passes in his rookie year last year. 24 of them already this season, and 6 300-yard games under his belt this season.
Well, and a perfect example of what he's been able to do this season is get the ball out of his hands quickly. I mentioned Bill Musgrave at the top, and the offensive coordinator now, with the way he calls plays, Derek Carr hasn't taken many sacks. He's only been sacked 12 times on the year, and that first down pass was indicative of how quickly he gets the ball out of his hands.
Latavius Murray in the backfield gets the handoff and going straight ahead, and about a yard short of a first down before he is tackled by the safety Eric Berry. The Oakland offense is missing starting center Rodney Hudson, the former Chief, once again. He's been out with a bad ankle, and Tony Bergstrom is his replacement at center. 3rd and 1.
Down! We're waiting! What's up?
On 31, it'll be Murray again, and Murray with the first down across the 30 to about the 32 or the 33-yard line. Meanwhile, for Kansas City on defense, Alan Bailey, the fine defensive end, will miss this game with a calf injury. Dontari Poe is in the middle, and Jay Howard has moved to the outside. They're also missing the outstanding linebacker Justin Houston, and that is a loss.
But we take a look there with Derek Johnson and Mike DeVito we just showed a second ago. Those guys are 2 guys that missed all of last season, or the majority of last season, with Achilles injury tear, so it's good to have them back on the field for the Chiefs.
On first down, Carr throwing far side of the field, and that's complete and out of bounds. Crabtree once again across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's number 22, Marcus Peters. You look at Bob Sutton, but Peters returning to his hometown of Oakland, California. You know, I say he was excited last night, but he's a quiet type. Excitement is a little different for him.
That was about as excited as I think you're going to see him. And he came in and just growing up in the Oakland area, having been to games as a kid, excited to be back here, playing in Oak Coliseum and facing a team that he grew up idolizing.
This is Murray. Murray breaking free, far side of the field, 35, 30. Ball punched out of his hands, but he is out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Marcus Peters made the hit.
Latavius Murray really sets the stage here for the Raiders with the long run to get down into great field position. You can see the move he puts on Tyvon Branch. The former Raider spent 6 years here. Latavius making that move on him, getting to the next level, getting to the outside. Marcus Peters bringing him down from behind.
Peters punching the ball loose, but it was out of bounds. Murray to the sideline. Roy Halou Jr. in the backfield on first down for the Raiders.
We're waiting!
Now at the Kansas City 29. Carr on the rollout and throws far side of the field, and fighting his way close to another first down is number 88, Clive Walford, the rookie tight end, the 3rd-round pick out of Miami.
Well, I think they may get Jay Howard here for jumping on the pile late.
At the end of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 96. That penalty is half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Craig Rolstad, our referee today, and here's another look at it.
Here's Howard. He's going to come in and jump on the pile late. More of a player safety issue than anything. Raiders couldn't ask for a better way to start this game off. Just combinations of quick throws, big runs to the outside. Really having this Chiefs defense off balance right now.
So now they are set up just inside the 10-yard line, so it'll be first and goal. Jameis Olawale in the backfield. And he gets the handoff. And is stopped at about the 6-yard line by Eric Berry. Berry making his second big hit of this game early going.
Well, the Raiders do a nice mix of mixing up Marcel Reese and Jameis Olawale, the two fullbacks. And if you look at when Olawale's in the backfield, he tends to run the ball more, and Reese is more of the pass catcher out of the backfield. As we take a look at offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave in his first season here in Oakland, just what he's been able to do for Derek Carr in this offense. Great game plan coming in this first series.
This offense ranked number 10 in the league coming into this game. Second and goal. Murray to about the 2. Dontari Poe making the stop there. And it'll be third and goal.
Well, we had a chance to talk to Mike DeVito last night, talking about this Raiders offensive line. We said, what is it about them? And they said, you know what, there's a lot of big bodies up front. They haven't done real consistent in terms of the running game. They've been doing a good job passing the football, but we know because of their size up front that they're going to try running it on us.
Down!
Murray and Olawale in the backfield.
What's up?
This is Murray looking for the end zone. Did he get there? He's going to be marked short of the goal line. And now the officials are talking about it. Ruled down by contact. You saw Murray stretching for the goal line. The question is, did his knee hit before he reached it?
Well, it's knee and forearm. The thing you have to look at, the knee isn't on the ground, but that left forearm is. So when that left forearm hits the ground, where is the ball? So you see the forearm right there on the ground.
Jack Del Rio is challenging.
Down.
So Jack Del Rio and the rest of us will await the call. Here's Craig Rolstad.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. It is a touchdown. Oakland will not be charged for the timeout.
So Jack Del Rio's challenge works out for the Oakland Raiders. And Latavius Murray with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
And it's clear that his knee doesn't come down before the ball gets into the end zone. What's that question is his left forearm when it hits and where the ball is. The problem is he's losing the ball. We don't have the view from the other sideline to show where the ball was at the time of the contact to that forearm. But you have to remember that goal line, it's just a plane of glass. If you break that plane of glass with the football before the tackle happens, it's a touchdown, and clearly it was.
Janikowski with the extra point, and that is good. And right off the bat on the opening drive. 10:25 to play in the first quarter. The Oakland Raiders grab a 7-0 lead. Look at McClymonds High School here in Oakland, California. We told you about Chiefs rookie corner Marcus Peters. He's a graduate. His dad, Michael, is the head football coach. Donated a bunch of uniforms to the school, too. That's called staying in good graces. This is Niall Davis picking the ball up just short of the goal line. Changes direction. Across the 20, 25, a 30, and out of bounds. And a penalty marker is thrown from about midfield.
Davis on the kickoff return, a penalty flag on the play.
So here's Craig Rolstad. Chiefs are acting like this is going against Oakland.
The way they're all waving, yeah, it looks like the ball's going to be moving the other way. A lot of times on the kickoff returns, it ends up being a block in the back or hold or something, but the way the Chiefs players were reacting, it looks like it may be a hand to the face by the
Illegal
Raiders.
hands to the face. Kicking team. It's a 5-yard penalty. Tacked on to the end of play. First down.
So it is against the Raiders. Meanwhile, let's check in with Mike Carey in New York. As far as that touchdown, which was overturned, or it was overturned to be a touchdown, Mike?
Yes, I like this overturn to a touchdown. It takes two views to confirm it. The one view, you see that his forearm is up and the ball is high, and from the sideline you see that it breaks the plane. He does lose possession, but it's when the ball goes low, below the defender's forearm, and so the ball had already broken the plane before he lost possession. I think that's a great use of replay.
All right, Mike, thank you. And Mike Carey, he just makes sense time and time again.
And that was great for Mike to clear that up for us, because there was some question there, but he made it very clear.
Thank you, Mike. On first down, Alex Smith going to pull it down, and we get a penalty marker coming out of the defensive secondary.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
And this one's going to go against the Raiders, too.
Holding. Defense, number 53. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That penalty is on Malcolm Smith, the linebacker. 5 yards and an automatic first down.
He has the task of covering Travis Kelce on this play, and that's one of the main weapons for the Chiefs in this passing game.
Alex Smith, by the way, working on an awesome streak. 283 consecutive attempts throwing the ball without an interception. Hasn't thrown an interception since week 3 back in Green Bay. Here's one over the middle, and that's complete on the quick slant across the 40 to the 42-yard line to Jeremy Maclin. In NFL history, only 3 streaks better.
Well, after that completion to Maclin, now he's tied with Bart Starr, so tremendous accomplishment.
Where did you get your math?
Huh?
Oh, he's still about 10
83
short.
and 84. Oh, it was 83 and 94. Oh, I need 10 more. Getting a little antsy on that.
I thought I was bad on that. Holy smokes. On first down, the give is to Albert Wilson, and Wilson trying to turn the corner and run out of bounds. This Kansas City offense is minus its fine rookie center, Mitch Morse, still going through concussion protocol. Not cleared yet. Zach Fulton, number 73, replacing him at center.
And when you talk to the coaching staff, Andy Reid in particular, he says the improvement of the offensive line during this 5-game winning stretch has really been the main reason as to why they've been able to turn things around.
Charkandrick West to about the 26-yard line and a first down. Curtis Lofton, number 50, with the tackle. This Oakland defense allowed just 44 yards rushing a week ago in the win over Tennessee.
Well, and when the Chiefs lost Jamal Charles earlier this year, they were 1-4 at the time, and there was some concern and question as to what was going to happen with the running attack. And you saw Charkandrick West there last week. Spencer Ware came in, their third running back, able to get 100 yards also. So they've been able to find ways to adapt to what Andy Reid's trying to get done.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Eric Fisher. If you are just joining us here in Oakland, the Raiders took the opening kickoff march down the field, and Latavius Murray was ruled, broke the plane, scored a touchdown. 7-0 Raiders, and the Chiefs are right back at the 31-yard line of the Raiders. Alex Smith, incomplete, and a late flag is thrown.
Albert Wilson was the intended receiver. There's a penalty flag on the play.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact. Defense, number 38. It's a 5-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
That is the penalty call on T.J. Carey, the cornerback. So another Raider penalty.
So you're going to see T.J. Carey lined up in the slot here, and it's Albert Wilson when he goes and makes his cut to the inside. It's Carey that grabs him, turns his body, as you see right there, that right arm reaches out, it grabs him around the waist. That's where the flag comes in, giving the Chiefs the first down.
So first down, Kansas City. 7:48 to play in the first quarter. Two first downs by penalty already here in the first quarter. West in the backfield. Smith pulls it down and goes down at the 30. Mario Edwards Jr., the rookie out of Florida State.
Alex Smith is looking to his left. Alex Smith's looking to his left, trying to get Demetrius Harris on a slant. Malcolm Smith is in coverage and not time to get down to his check down. Looked like Kelsey was coming from the right for a check down, but not enough time to get there.
So a loss of 4 makes it 2nd and 14. West bounces off the tackler, spinning forward to about the original line of scrimmage. And Khalil Mack making the tackle.
When you mentioned a little bit ago about the Raiders defense only giving up 44 yards rushing a week ago to Tennessee, they had a couple games there prior to the Tennessee game where they're giving up over 150 yards rushing. So when asked Jack Del Rio about it, he said, listen, we've had 3 games this year where we've held them to under 50 yards rushing, so we feel good about our defense. We just think that we had 2 bad games. So this is more indicative of what he thinks his defense can be about.
3rd and 9. Smith on the move, throwing, and that's complete. Inside the 10 and out of bounds is Jeremy Maclin. It'll be 1st and goal. 16-yard pickup on the play.
Nice job by Maclin. Got Kelsey to the right and Maclin in the slot, just giving a spin move or a pivot move to get to the outside against TJ Carey. Allows him to get separation, but really Alex Smith buying time on his own, using his legs to get outside of the pocket is what gives him that extra time for that double move by Maclin.
Jack Del Rio told us yesterday we can't let Alex Smith run. Got to keep him in the pocket. 1st and goal from the 9. West. Inside the 5 to about the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal. And Charles Woodson trying to shake things off in the secondary. Donald Stevenson now in at left guard for Kansas City. Jeff Allen on the sideline on 2nd and goal. Smith pulls it down right up the middle for the touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. You know, it must look like a gift from heaven for a quarterback when it opens up in the middle like that.
You know, and they caught the Raiders in a man-to-man defense, and nobody's assigned to Alex Smith. They're trying to get to a bunch look here at the bottom. Watch this combination route. Kelsey's going to try getting that side. They got the whole combination going, but they're in man-to-man, so nobody is locked up on Alex Smith. You see it at the top of the screen. Linebacker takes the crossing route by Charkandrick West. With the pressure up the middle, gives a lane for Alex Smith. He's able to find it and get into the end zone.
Cairo Santos for the extra point. So each team takes the football, drives it downfield, scores a touchdown, and with just under 5 minutes to play, we're tied at 7 in the first. Earlier this week, defensive end Justin Tuck nominated by the Raiders for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. In 8 years of existence, Tuck's rushed literacy program has given more than 65,000 books to over 11,000 students across the country. The focus of the program is closing the educational opportunity gap that exists for low-income Americans. The NFL Man of the Year Award given to a player that significantly impacts both the game and their communities. The winner will be announced at the NFL Honors Award Show on the 6th of February. 7-7 tie. Santos to kick it off. And Jeremy Ross will run this one out for about 6 yards deep. Bumps into his own man, nowhere to go, and is wrestled down short of the 15-yard line. Forward progress will be marked at 14, and that's where Derek Carr and the offense will get started when we come back. Raiders fans from Kansas, you know, those are some very brave people.
He's more brave, wearing the red in the middle of it, but great rivalry.
On first down, Derek Carr pulls it down, now down the sideline. It is incomplete. And a flag is thrown. Amari Cooper, the intended receiver, Marcus Cooper, says, I didn't do anything.
Pass interference, defense, number 22. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Marcus Cooper's here at the top of your screen. You see Amari Cooper coming over. Marcus Peters against Amari Cooper. Just a little out and up. I think that's Marcus Peters trying to...
Not a whole lot of contact, but still enough. First down now, out to the 27. Carr over the middle. That is complete to Seth Roberts. And boy, Seth Roberts been a story for these Oakland Raiders.
Seth Roberts is going to just be on a slant here, and with this play fake, it draws the linebackers in. You see Derek Johnson on the far side. Bites up with that play fake, allowing the lane to get the ball to Roberts.
12-yard pickup and a first down. Seth Roberts, undrafted out of Western Alabama. 6 catches for 113 yards and a couple of touchdowns, including the game winner at Tennessee last week. This is Murray. And he just gets across the 40-yard line, not much further. A reminder for you, Thursday night only on NFL Network, the Vikings taking on the Cardinals. Big showdown between two of the NFL's best. Thursday Night Football, 8 Eastern, now only on NFL Network. Earlier today, Arizona, a winner at St. Louis, Minnesota a loser at home to Seattle. 2nd and 8. Carr over the middle and got his man across the 45 to about the 43. That is the tight end, Walford.
This is the 3rd time now in this ball game we've seen a quick flash fake by Carr, trying to get that underneath coverage to bite up and create the lane to get the slat on the inside. We just saw it a minute ago to Roberts, that time to Walford. They obviously saw something on film because they've been able to attack that now these first 2 series.
That's a 16-yard pickup and a first down.
Waiting! What's that?
Murray able to avoid the first tackler, and he'll be marked down at about the 37. And we come up on 2:40 to play here in the first quarter.
See, Eric Berry comes untouched to the outside, has too much outside leverage, and Latavius Murray able to cut inside and get away from that arm tackle.
I was talking with Latavius Murray yesterday. What did he say? I just go out and play. It's fun. I'm having fun.
And the way he's playing, it is fun.
58 yards rushing today.
What's up?
Carr throws far side, and that is complete to Marcel Reese. And Reese reaching forward inside the 35 to about the 33, and is that a first down? Let's see where they mark it. Looks like it might just be short.
They must have said that his knee was down as he was trying to extend that ball.
So 3rd and 1. And it's really a lot less than 1 yard.
0-0. Down! We're waiting! What's up?
Murray again. And I don't think he got there. In fact, he may have lost a yard or so.
May have even lost the ball a little bit as he was going to the ground. He was trying to fight for the yardage in the pile that was there.
Loss of the yard.
See, the ball comes out there at the end. You can see the ball on the ground. He's lucky to get it back. It looked like as he was fighting for extra yardage, the ball was knocked loose. So that ends up being a very good spot. And lucky for the Raiders is they're going for it on 4th down.
4th and 2, and Jack Del Rio says, yeah, let's go for it. They are bypassing what would be a 53-yard attempt by Janikowski. Carr, quick pass, incomplete, off the hands of the intended receiver, Amari Cooper. And so the ball will go over on downs. Cooper had enough for the first down, just didn't hold on. Back at Odetco Coliseum, 40 seconds to play in a 7-7 first quarter. First down for the Chiefs at their own 35. This is Spencer Ware, and Spencer Ware inside the 40. We go down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, we didn't see left guard Jeff Allen at the tail end of that Chiefs scoring drive. He came off to the sideline, pointed at his left leg, ankle, knee area when Andy Reid asked him what was wrong. Donald Stevenson was warming up during the Chiefs' defensive possession, and we see him now on the field, but still nothing official from the team.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. And he came into this game hurt already, Trent.
There's Allen there at left guard. We're going to see this play. He just can't move. He came in injured last week. He left the game. He ended up coming back in because of injuries to other linemen. He tried giving it a go today, just not able to move.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Kansas City 7, Oakland 7. We're coming back after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. We welcome you back to Oakland. Start of the second quarter. Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Jamie Erdahl down along the sidelines. Who is giving thanks that the rain has, well, no, it's drizzling for the moment. This is Alex Smith. Over the middle. Lost the football. Picked up by the Raiders. Charles Woodson covered it. Well, let's see what the ruling is, if it's a catch or not.
Well, the Chiefs haven't had a turnover since the Minnesota game, their last loss.
The ruling on the field is a catch and a fumble recovered by Oakland. First down.
Let's get a look.
Take a look as Macklin catches this in between Smith and Lofton. Looks like he catches the ball, secures it, 1-2 steps.
Kansas City has not turned the ball over since week 6 at Minnesota. 5 games without a turnover, and Macklin coughs it up. And they will take a look at it because it is a turnover. So they'll check this out. We'll take a break and come out and come back to Oakland after this. Here's Craig
After
Wellstead.
review, the ruling on the field stands. Is a catch and a fumble. It'll be first down Oakland.
We go back to Mike Carey in New York. Mike, we had a question of maybe or not he was bobbling this one on the way down.
And that's where the question lies. Now the elements are control, 2 feet down, and become a runner. He gets 3rd and 4th step down, but the ball's still moving a little bit. But it's so difficult to determine, so that's why the ruling on the field stands. When it's that close, they'll leave it on the field.
All right, Mike, thank you.
We're waiting. What's up?
Meanwhile, here comes Jameis Olawale, and Olawale down to the Kansas City 41. Last turnover by Kansas City. Back in week 6, Charkandrick West fumbled the ball away in a 16-10 Kansas City loss in Minnesota.
13 yards on the carry, first and 10 for the Raiders and the Chiefs 41.
Meanwhile, Charles Woodson, 15th fumble recovery of his career. Latavius Murray in the backfield. Carr was getting hit as he let go. It's incomplete. And he drags himself up off the 50-yard line, intended for Michael Crabtree.
This is the first time today that they've been able to really put the ball down the field. Most of the throws have been quick. You see Carr with the quick 3-step drop as Tamba Ali is right in his lap as he's trying to make that throw. Putting Donald Penn on his back.
So it's 2nd and 10. Carr, 6 out of 8 for 48 yards throwing.
What's up?
Two tight ends on the field. They give it to Murray, and Murray pulls his way inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, and not much more.
To the 39. Gain of 2.
Well, this is where, as a play caller, we saw the last series where the Raiders went for it instead of trying the long field goal. So do you all of a sudden have in your head, listen, I got 2 downs to get this, or am I going to try and push it up the field, and then if I don't get it, you can try and pin them with one of your backspin punts.
3rd and 8. Roy Halou Jr. into the backfield on 3rd down. Carr got rid of it. And a disconnect in the secondary makes it 4th down. Intended for Andre Holmes, and Marcus Peters was covering.
Bob Sutton, the defensive coordinator that time for the Chiefs, deciding to bring linebacker and secondary pressure, not giving Carr the time that he needed to allow the timing of that route to happen upfield.
Something to keep an eye on, and you've experienced this, Trent. When it rains here, this is a field that does not react well to rain.
It doesn't. It gets sloppy real quick. It's already a wet field to begin with, and when you add the moisture that we've had over the last 12-15 hours or so, it is only going to make it more slippery as this game progresses.
Marquette King kicking it away. Frankie Hammond Jr. is deep. And he does a fair catch and makes it and muffed it. Down at about the 10. Raiders say they have the ball.
I could tell you all kinds of things going on at the bottom of that pile because the officials didn't see a clear recovery by either team. Now you're trying to, it's just a tug of war at the bottom of that pile.
Still no decision, and the Chiefs did recover the football.
The Chiefs recover the fumble. There is a penalty flag on the play.
This is Frankie Hammond Jr. right through his arms.
During the kick, holding. Receiving team number 53. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down, timeout.
That penalty is on Ramik Wilson, the rookie. At least the Chiefs still have the ball. Welcome back to Oakland, where the Christmas spirit is hit right along with everywhere else around the country. From the 5-yard line. This is Spencer Ware. Well, almost 5. We'll call it 5 out to the 10-yard line. Justin Ellis making his stop. Boy, Trent, you knew this was going to be a good day when we got up today and found out that we both slept through a fire alarm at the hotel.
I guess that's a good thing because there wasn't a real fire there. So yeah, that ended up being a good thing. You're right.
Always a secure feeling. 2nd and 5.
Nobody over Macklin here in the slot.
This is Ware looking for running room, not finding any. Malcolm Smith pounced on him. Out to about the 11-yard line. Spencer Ware, the past 2 weeks, 30 carries for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. You mentioned it earlier as you take a look at Spencer Ware, played football and baseball at LSU, the 6th-round pick of the Seahawks back in 2013. These Chiefs have not only filled in admirably in the absence of Jamal Charles, they've gotten better production-wise.
Well, and really, instead of focusing just on the one player, as Jamal Charles deserves that type of attention, now they've been spreading the ball around more in the passing game. But then you mentioned the balance between Charkandrick West and Spencer Ware in the backfield. As they've solidified things with the offensive line and as their schedule's gotten easier, a key 3rd down here.
You saw David Emerson, number 29, cornerback, help to the sideline. 3rd and 4. Smith dragged down by Khalil Mack.
sack number 8 on the season for number 52.
Coming off the edge here. Going to close the gap, get around Eric Fisher. Pushed right by him, able to get a piece of Smith's jersey and bring him down.
There's David Amerson still sitting on the bench being looked at. Colquitt lofts it. Ross at his own 43. Gets a couple of blocks and crosses the 50-yard line, nudges it just into Kansas City territory with 10:59 to play in the first half.
David Amerson was taken off the field. You're going to see Travis Kelce come from our right, hit him on the left side, and that's why the officials stopped the play before that third down by the Chiefs and remove Amerson from the field to get evaluated.
David Amerson, who played his way into the starting lineup, he has been outstanding on defense and replaced DJ Hayden at cornerback. Jamie Erdahl says that he has been evaluated and he's been cleared to return to the game. Quick pass far side of the field. This is Cooper. And Cooper is going nowhere courtesy of Tamba Ali. Let's go down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, you already talked about how Marcus Peters, a bit of a homecoming as he is from Oakland. The Chiefs cornerback was only here once before when he was about 8 or 9 years old watching his high school play in a game here at the Coliseum. He said he used to idolize a certain number 24, A1 Charles Woodson. He wanted to wear that number. He even wanted to go to Michigan, and I'll tell you, they were both out there for the coin toss. No handshake, full-on embrace between those two guys.
Thank you, Jamie. 2nd and 17. Murray. And Murray will get it back to about the 45 before the game. And we asked Marcus Peters if he would search out Charles Woodson prior to the game, and he said, absolutely.
A lot of respect there. Marcus Peters, obviously, we asked him, we said, what kind of emotion are you going to have coming back home, playing in front? He has over 100 people here, friends and family members, going up against one of his idols in Charles Woodson, and he said, you know, once the game starts, it's all about the ball, but it was, this is obviously a pretty special moment for him.
Carr throwing, and that's complete. And this is Michael Rivera, the tight end, to about the 47. That's going to be well short of a first down, and onto the field comes the punter for the Raiders once again, Marquette King. Yeah, he said he used to dream of playing on this field. As Jamie said, back when he was 8 or 9, he made an appearance here once.
You know, he was just saying that he wanted to, it's important for him to show the kids in his neighborhood where he grew up, the school he went to, that, you know, if you work hard, you can make your dreams happen. So that was, he was getting pretty emotional talking about it last night. It was exciting to see how much this meant to him.
Frankie Hammond Jr. is deep. This one he holds on to. The fair catch is made at the 8-yard line. So that's where the Kansas City offense will go to work once again. The Chiefs' lone Super Bowl win off the arm of Len Dawson and the coaching wizardry of Hank Stram. In Super Bowl IV, they beat Minnesota 23-7. And Super Bowl 18, the last of the 3 Raider titles, Marcus Allen ran for 191 yards in a 38-9 blowout win over Washington. Super Bowl 50 in the Bay Area here on CBS. On February the 7th. Jim Plunkett, Lenny Dawson here with the Kansas City broadcast crew. Alex Smith with his back to the end zone. Running out of time. Looking for running room. 15, 20, 25, and slides down to the 27-yard line, and that exactly was what Jack Del Rio feared.
That was the exact thing he talked about, was he said, you know, Alex is doing a great job in the passing game, but we have to keep him in the pocket. When he's at his most dangerous, it's running. We can't allow him to get out of the pocket, buy time to push the ball down the field, or, in this sense, use his feet to pick up a key first down, especially when you have them pinned down in their own end.
19-yard run is the longest play for Kansas City today. He's carried for 25 yards. pulls it down. The pass is complete across the 30 to the 33, and that's Macklin once again. Reminder for you, tomorrow, don't miss The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Stephen reunites with Steve Carell, plus Jennifer Hudson. All new tomorrow, only CBS. You know, we kind of gave Jack Del Rio a strange look, and he said we got to keep Alex Smith from running, and then we looked up his numbers. You go coming in, he was 55 carries for 303 yards on the season.
Yeah, it's deceiving how many yards he gets with his feet because of how well he's done throwing the football.
This is West, and West dragged down by Curtis Lofton, the middle linebacker.
Lofton just coming through unblocked, able to get into the backfield and bring down the tackle. You'll see him shoot the gap as he's coming through. He's on the backside, able to get through. As we mentioned, Jeff Allen, the starting left guard out of this game. Donald Stevenson, who normally plays tackle, is in at left guard.
And Alex Smith now looking at a 3rd and 6. Smith going down again at the 23. Khalil Mack and Ben Heaney, the rookie, in on it.
Able to get pressure, as you said, Heaney coming in. Draft pick out of the University of Kansas. I know this means a lot to him going against the Chiefs. The Raiders already able to get 3 sacks. 3 sacks on Alex Carr so far today.
Colquitt barely got it away. This is Ross at the 25. And back across the 35 to about the 36, and a late flag is thrown.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Return. Personal foul. Face mask. Return team. Number 56. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
So that penalty on Lorenzo Alexander, it won't be the great field position they thought it would be. Trent, I believe they just reversed that call, and it's totally understandable after what we saw during the break.
Yeah, Desmond Moses right here for the Chiefs. He's going to be, watch how he grabs a hold of Alexander's face mask and twists and turns his whole body. So not only is he getting a penalty, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the middle of next week he gets a letter from the league with a little fine on that one.
So the Raiders now with the ball at the Kansas City 47. This is Murray. And Murray looks like he slips and goes down at about the line of scrimmage. They'd be there for the most legendary party of the year. Carrie Underwood, Lady Gaga, Sam Smith, many more celebrate the 100th birthday of the one and only Sinatra. It's an all-star Grammy salute you don't want to miss tonight at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. On 2nd and 10, Murray again to the 45. And a little pushing and shoving in the middle of the pile. And number 29, Eric Berry, is really fired up.
Gain of 2.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. Derek Carr to throw. Got rid of it over the middle, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Olawale out of the backfield, and that'll force the punting unit again. Not very much yardage being gained on either side here in the second quarter.
Well, and the Raiders have had a huge advantage in field position, getting the ball the last couple series right around midfield, just not being able to capitalize on it.
Second straight 3 and out for the Raiders. And Frankie Hammond Jr. back inside his 10. King lofts this one up high. Fair catch called for and made it about the 8-yard line, and another penalty flag is thrown. This one on the near side of the field.
During the kick, holding. Return team. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. Timeout.
So this will back the Chiefs up once again with the rain falling down in Oakland. Their last 3 drives starting from their own 5, their own 8, their own 4. It's not a formula for success.
Well, you mentioned it, Greg. Four consecutive series in a row starting down here. They need to, you're not going to go down and get the points. You need to change field position, especially with only 4 minutes left in the half. You don't want to give the Raiders an opportunity with the ball and a chance to score before going into halftime.
Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. And Smith on the slant. That is complete across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. Jeremy Maclin for a pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Alex Smith is 5 of 5 on the day, and all 5 completions have gone to Jeremy Maclin. So the Raiders may want to cover rotation over that way, safety over the top, something. That's the direction Alex Smith has been looking the entire first half.
This is West. And West gets across the 15 to the 16-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. Reminder coming your way, the Verizon Halftime Report with JB and the guys for all the latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
I'll be surprised to see the Chiefs with a play-action pass try and push this ball down the field.
Quick pass to the outside, and this is Maclin once again, and Maclin up the side and out of bounds. Just short of the 30-yard line.
And that's the second time now. Earlier I pointed it out. This time they leave Maclin uncovered in the slot, trying to drop a defensive end or outside linebacker into that area. Just not enough time. So you get the ball on him quick. You're allowed to block the one guy that's out there. That's just a matter of matchups and number, as you see Ken Norton, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders.
Clock moving, coming up on 2:45 to play in the first half. Penalty marker flies, and the give is to Wilson, and Wilson out of bounds on the far side.
I think they're going to get 2 guys moving for the Chiefs.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 19. 2 men moving. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Well, Alex Smith has been very aware of that defensive pass rush of the Oakland Raiders.
Well, and the Raiders coming into today are only 16th in the National Football League in sacks, but they've been able to get after Alex Smith. The time he's been able to get rid of the ball is on the quick and short throws. Anytime he's tried pushing the ball up the field, the Raiders have been able to collapse that pocket and take advantage of some of the injuries along the Chiefs' offensive line.
So it's 1st and 15. Smith throws this way, and Charkandrick West in the process of going to the turf and totally not ready for that one.
I don't even know how to describe that one, Greg.
I don't either.
That was a little unusual, but he lost his footing clearly coming back for the football, and as you said, not quite ready to make that catch.
That's the first incomplete pass of the day by Alex Smith. He's now 6 of 7 for 69 yards. Smith, this time West, with the catch and out of bounds at about the 30. Tell me more about how this field gets the more the rain hits it.
Well, because it is a low-sitting field to begin with, it's already wet. But as more rain comes down, you're going to lose some footing. Some guys may change cleats throughout the course of this game. It'll be interesting to see how much moisture actually comes down. I don't think it'll affect the grip of either of these quarterbacks, but I think it's more going to be the footing today that both teams have to be concerned with.
We work our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of a 7-7 game. This is the NFL on CBS. Back in Oakland, a look at Hall of Famer Tim Brown, who will receive his Hall of Fame ring at halftime here in Oakland. One of the greats. 3rd and 8 for the Chiefs. Smith trying to make something happen. Nothing there. He's got to throw it away. Benson Mayowa running him out of bounds on the far side of the field, and that will bring the punting unit on, led by Dustin Colquitt once again.
Well, that's just great coverage down the field, Greg. The Raiders not giving any separation. Alex Smith buying time with his legs, as we talked about earlier. Jack Del Rio concerned with him getting outside the pocket. But as he was able to separate, the guys downfield kept that coverage tight.
So Ross is deep. And the Raiders, barring penalty, with a chance to get some decent field position here down the stretch of the first half. Booming kick by Colquitt. Backs Ross up inside his own 15-yard line, and he's tackled and brought down. Making the special teams play is Chris Conley, number 17. I want to remind you, Saturday, the game that stands all alone, all guts, all grit, all glory, the 116th Army-Navy game, as Army hopes to upset Keenan Reynolds and the 23rd-ranked Navy midshipmen. The festivities begin 2:30 Eastern Time with college football today here on CBS. You know, Army's going to have to win a game in order to continue to call this a rivalry.
Call it a rivalry.
Navy's won 13 in a row.
It's just one of those games, though, you have to watch. It's great history there, obviously.
Derek Carr with time, throwing, batted away and almost intercepted. Great play by the rookie Marcus Peters. Pass intended for Crabtree.
This ball you'd like to leave to the outside a little bit. It comes to the inside. Crabtree does a nice job of defending that time to knock it away from Marcus Peters. As you see, that football left too far to the inside. If you leave it more towards the boundary, gives the receiver ability. Some of that with the footing coming in and out of it. Just Marcus Peters' dad right here.
This is Murray. And Murray with a little running room off the left side out to about the 19-yard line. Tyvon Branch, the former Oakland Raider, played 7 years.
First charge timeout, Kansas City.
And Kansas City uses a timeout to stop the clock with 1:33 to play in the first half. Back in Oakland, the Raiders with a 3rd and 5 at their own 19-yard line. Carr throwing far side of the field, and good pass defense over there against Amari Cooper by Sean Smith.
Well, and with 3 downs there, two of the downs being incomplete passes, the Chiefs taking the timeout on the 2nd down run. Now all of a sudden what looked like a good situation for the Raiders turns around, and the Chiefs are going to have a chance with 1:28 and 2 timeouts to try and get themselves into scoring position.
Derek Carr began this game completing 6 out of 6 passes. He's 1 for his last 7 now. And here's Frankie Hammond Jr. Up the sideline, cuts it back, 45, midfield, into Oakland territory and out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. So terrific field position now for Alex Smith in Kansas City.
Nice job by Frankie Hammond. Secures that ball, gets some good blocking, and a couple of those moves to the inside allows him to get to the outside because it sets those blocks up for him. Cairo Santos, the field goal kicker for the Chiefs. The longest field goal he's made this year is 51 yards, so
He's done that twice.
Chiefs need to move the ball a little bit to get to a more comfortable range.
That was a 52-yard punt by King and a 29-yard return. And here are the Chiefs at the Oakland 42. There's Santos. Chiefs with 2 timeouts remaining, Oakland with 3. Smith with time, gonna go deep. Down the far sideline, has a man and overthrew him. Albert Wilson had Emerson beaten by a step and a half.
Albert Wilson on Emerson here at the top of your screen. He's going to go up and give a little stutter. That just freezes Emerson a little bit. You see the little stutter nod to the inside. Just that slight hesitation allows Wilson to get past him. Alex Smith not giving a lot of air to that football. You'd like to see a little bit more air so the receiver, in this case Wilson, can run underneath it, as Albert had a step on David Emerson.
2nd and 10. Smith, that's Kelsey, and Kelsey inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line, lost the football. This is Woodson. Woodson back down the sideline to about the 35. Looks like the veteran just stole the football.
Well, and that's been a problem for Travis Kelce in previous seasons, is after the catch, he's such a dynamic runner after getting the ball in his hands, but Charles Woodson understanding that the tackle is going to happen, so he uses both arms to rip that ball out from Travis Kelce, getting the ball out. As you see, Nate Allen already is going to secure the tackle, so before going to the ground, Charles Woodson just rips that ball out of the clutches of Travis Kelce, giving the Raiders good field position.
And for a team that has been doing so well and not turning the ball over, Kansas City has now turned it over twice today. And here are the Raiders at the Chiefs 36 with 53 seconds to play in the half. Deep drop for Carr. This is Michael Rivera, the tight end, to about the 30. Clock continues to move. Kansas City with 2 timeouts remaining. Janikowski getting loose. Carr, quick pass outside to Seth Roberts. And Roberts out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down.
When you've got 27 seconds and all 3 timeouts, Oakland has a full advantage to utilize the whole field.
A reminder, coming up, the Verizon Halftime Report. James Brown and his gang. All the latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. They're going to get upset if I call them a gang.
They are.
That's all right. They're only,
Right.
what, 3,000 miles away?
That's right. They can't do anything to us over here. Right.
On first down, Carr rolling, looking, still looking, and now running. And out of bounds at the 25, back to the line of scrimmage. 19 seconds on the clock. Great coverage in the secondary by the Chiefs.
Good wall set up by the Raiders offensive line. See D Ford in pursuit from the backside. Nowhere for Carr to go with the football. Only a 2-receiver route to the front side where Carr's rolling to. You see the double coverage on Cooper in the end zone. As they got 2nd and 10. Still have all 3 timeouts though, so the Raiders can utilize any part of the field.
On 2nd and 10, Carr throwing for the end zone at the goal line. Touchdown, Michael Crabtree.
That's an incredible throw, Greg. Carr just able to freeze the secondary with that slight little pump fake before throwing a rifle in there to Crabtree. In between Sean Smith and Eric Berry. Tremendous arm strength.
And you saw Travis Kelce on the sideline tap his chest and say, "It's on me."
Sebastian Janikowski for the extra point.
Janikowski for the extra point, and it is perfect.
13 seconds left in the first half. The Raiders 14.
Janikowski now with 225 consecutive point-after touchdowns. Here's the play.
You got Cooper and Roberts clearing it out, and that's where Crabtree is able to, he's the third receiver at the top of your screen. The two inside receivers draw the attention of Eric Berry, the safety, and just giving Carr enough of a chance as he gives that slight little pump fake to fire it in before Berry can get over there. As you see Carr all pumped up, Crabtree jumping around.
There's Travis Kelce taking the blame.
Greg, Jack Del Rio talked to us yesterday about turnovers coming in bunches. We said, what do you think about the Chiefs not having a turnover in 5 games? And he said, you know what, turnovers come in bunches. So hopefully tomorrow's our day to get some turnovers in bunches. So far, +2 here in the first half.
Derek Carr's 11th touchdown pass of the season of 25 or more yards. And that's the most in the National Football League, and 5 of them to Michael Crabtree.
You know, the stat, looking into this, when you see the way that Derek Carr spreads the ball around, he has 6 different receivers that have caught 3 or more touchdowns. So not only is he spreading the ball around the middle of the field, but getting into the end zone, when you have that many weapons at your disposal and you're able to have an arm like Derek Carr does, it's quite the luxury.
Into the end zone, and Niles Davis will not run it out, so they'll start from the 20-yard line. Boy, Kansas City turning the ball over not once but twice. That's a story in itself.
Jeremy Maclin, it's ruled a catch on the field and fumble. And here Travis Kelce getting the Chiefs into scoring position before the half. And as Nate Allen's bringing him down on the tackle, Charles Woodson stripping it, picking it up, and able to put the Raiders down in scoring position as they're able to get the touchdown to Crabtree right before the half.
Every time we do a Raider game, the opposition just, you mentioned Charles Woodson, they just shake their head.
Even his own teammates shake their heads.
And they are just going to take a knee and walk off the field with a 14-7 lead. 14-7, Oakland with the lead on Kansas City. Back with the Verizon halftime report in just a moment. Alex Smith and the Chiefs going to have to regroup in the locker room. So each of these teams needing a win here today. Let's go down to Jamie.
Coach, touchdown scoring drives on the opening and the closing series of this first half. What were the successes there? How did you find the end zone?
Well, on the first drive, I thought we had great rhythm, came out, went right down the field, did an excellent job there getting that first touchdown. On this last drive, we took full advantage of the opportunity. We get a big turnover there, and we go in and close out the half the right way.
And you made sure Charles Woodson heard your lesson of that turnovers come in bunches, huh?
That's right. They come in bunches, sacks and turnovers, and we're on our way to having a big day.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Jack Del Rio did make mention of the fact that, hey, these Chiefs were due for turnovers. He's got a couple. 14-7 Raiders. Back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. Back in Oakland as we get set to start the second half. The Raiders with a 14-7 lead on the Kansas City Chiefs. Reminder to follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Greg Gumbel and Trent Green back with you. You know, this game is full of surprises. You come in here not expecting the Kansas City Chiefs to turn the ball over. They've turned it over twice in the first half, and it's the difference in this game right now.
It really has been, and that they need to get back to that formula. That's what the Chiefs need to do. They need to eliminate the penalties. They need to eliminate the sacks. Alex Smith been sacked 3 times already today, so the Raiders getting pressure on him. And then, as you mentioned, the turnovers with Maclin with the fumble and Travis Kelce right before the half with the fumble.
Alex Smith is going to have to solve this Raider defense, which has been tough on him.
It has, and they haven't been able to run the football. The Chiefs during this winning stretch were averaging almost 160 yards per game on the ground. So far today, only 59 yards rushing.
Chiefs get their hands on the ball first here in the second half as Janikowski booms it. And Alex Smith and company will start on their own 20-yard line. The only connection really that Alex Smith has been making of any consequence today has been with Jeremy Maclin, who has caught 6 balls for 69 yards. You would expect him to be connecting more, certainly looking more for Travis Kelce, and the only time that happened, the turnover happened.
Yeah, and that was one of the important things that Jack Del Rio and the Raiders talked to us about, is trying to keep Kelce out of the game because he is such a big playmaker after getting the ball in his hands.
Charkandrick West with running room across the 35 and out to about the 38-yard line. Woodson and Nate Allen combined to bring him down, and that's a good start to the second half.
Well, and this is just the read option. You're going to see Alex Smith just reading off the edge there, trying to find if Mario Edwards Jr. was going to collapse down and get West to where he could make that tackle, then Alex Smith would have kept the football, but seeing Edwards Jr. come up the field, he handed it off and got the big gain.
So another first down at the 38. Smith pulls it down and goes down. At the 35-yard line, Khalil Mack and Dan Williams closing in. That is the 4th sack of Alex Smith today.
Well, Alex Smith actually has Jeremy Maclin lined up in the slot, working down the right sideline. He just doesn't have a chance to get to it. They're trying to do an underneath route from the outside, give a quick little shoulder fake to him, and then hit Maclin deep down the sideline. He actually had Maclin, just not enough time to get it to him.
You know, maybe we see this patchwork Kansas City offensive line beginning to show some cracks.
Well, that's very true, Greg. You know, Jeff Allen came in starting at left guard. Donald Stevenson now in at left guard. He normally plays tackle.
Smith throwing far side of the field, and that is complete. This is Albert Wilson, and Wilson has a first down and into the Oakland Raiders territory at about the 47 or 48-yard line.
Just a quick throw to the outside. Albert Wilson able to break through a couple of tackles.
With this pass, Alex Smith now passes Bart Starr for the 3rd longest streak in NFL history, 295 consecutive pass attempts without an interception. This is West. To about the 46. Time for an update from the NFL Today in New York. JB and Boomer.
A historic first.
That's right. Time for history there, guys. You're going to see Kevin Williams going to block this extra point try by the Carolina Panthers. Stephon Anthony picks it up. And for the first time ever in NFL history, you're going to see a blocked extra point return for a 2-point conversion. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, the Saints lead 16-13, JB.
Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, we almost had one of those in Nashville last week. A penalty marker called it back.
Penalty got us.
That pass is complete to West out of the backfield, and West going to be corralled at about the 45. Let's go down to Jamie.
Well, Greg, just to remind ourselves once again, Charles Woodson playing in his 250th career regular season game. Amazing, especially to remember that he was involved in both of those turnovers in the first half. But when you really want to think about his legacy, ask his opponents. Travis Kelce remembered yesterday that he was in middle school when he watched Charles Woodson win a Heisman, and he said he wishes that he has the kind of career at that age when he can.
Thank you, Jamie. And we did see how Marcus Peters reacted when he had the opportunity to meet him prior to the game. Smith throwing. There's Kelce. Kelce inside the 30, inside the 20-yard line for a first down, where Woodson brings him down. What did Jack Del Rio say about Travis Kelce? He might be the best tight end in the league with the football in his hand.
Yeah, he even compared him to Gronk. He said, listen, you know, Gronk does a lot of good things, but Kelce with that ball in his hands after the catch is better than Gronkowski is. Here getting a chance to work underneath against Malcolm Smith, getting separation, and then the contact with Woodson up the field.
Kelce off to the sideline after the 26-yard gain. Ware and Sherman in the backfield. First down at the Oakland 18. This is Ware. No gain. Dan Williams making the top. This is the prior play with Kelsey.
On number 32, Spencer Ware.
Looks a little awkward as he's going to the ground. He is back into the ball game right now, but when he went to make that cut, but he must be all right since he's back in there, Greg.
You said in the first half this field is no bargain, especially when it gets wet.
Yeah, it's not real good of footing on a normal day, let alone when it's had the moisture that it's had here the last day.
3 tight ends on the field for the Chiefs. 2nd and 9. And we get a penalty marker.
They're going to get Alex Smith, I think.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd and 14.
Looked like he rolled forward a little bit on that silent counter with his foot. It ended up drawing the penalty. He didn't argue it, so.
62 yards in penalties against the Chiefs. And we're only a couple of minutes into the second half.
And that's very uncharacteristic of Andy Reid teams, especially if you look at during this winning stretch. They've been very smart with penalties, sacks, turnovers, all that, and the Raiders are taking advantage of everything today that the Chiefs are giving them.
Smith throwing and sliding down inside the 10 with the catch is Jeremy Maclin, who is having a heck of a day.
Yeah, Maclin once again with the play fake and the slant. That's the 3rd time now they've tried getting that play fake to hold the underneath coverage and hit him in the window behind it.
Maclin 7 for 81 receiving today. And here's a 3rd and 2. What works well for Alex Smith here?
Well, I think if you look as you see the Raiders break the huddle, they have all those guys stacked in the box, so you got man-to-man coverage on the outside. So
going to give it to Ware, and Ware squeezes through and into the end zone for the touchdown. That is Spencer Ware's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. And that patchwork offensive line did a great job of blocking up front.
Well, Ware is just going to come from the opposite side, a spin and handoff by Alex Smith. You're going to see the run right through the lane here. Great job of blocking. Poor tackling there by Nate Allen as Ware is able to run right through it.
So Cairo Santos for the tie. And it is good. 9:16 to play in the 3rd. The Chiefs come out and get the tying touchdown. 14 all in Oakland. Look at Alex Smith along the sideline. Number 3 all-time in consecutive passes without an interception, but more importantly for the moment, engineered the touchdown drive to tie this game at 14.
Well, and that was important for the Chiefs coming out of the half to be able to put that together.
Jeremy Ross will bring this one out. Across the 15 and down at the 17-yard line. And that's where Derek Carr will go back to work when we come back to Oakland. That's Raiderville, the 7th annual pregame fan festival outside the stadium. Everything happens outside of this stadium prior to the game. From the 17-yard line, Carr to throw. And that is in and out of the hands of Crabtree. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Number 15, Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver.
Quick flash fake by Derek Carr. Get that underneath. See Tyvon Barrett bite on that fake. Crabtree just not able to bring it in.
Everybody you talk to around the Oakland Raiders, Michael Crabtree has been a heck of an addition to this team.
Well, yes, it's definitely a resurgence. He's been a nice compliment to Amari Cooper on the other side.
On the other side, that pass is complete, and this time Crabtree holds on to about the 24-yard line.
Very similar to the route that he just dropped, this time bringing it in and getting to a manageable 3rd down.
Now, there's a thoughtful quarterback, Trent. If you go back to a guy and give him a chance to catch after he dropped one.
You know, I tried to do that as much as possible. Whenever a guy would have a catch, I don't know if I'd go back to him the next play, but I usually try to get back to him pretty quick.
Yeah, it's likely to show up in game film. 3rd and 3. We give it to Reese. And Reese straight ahead looking for the first down out to the 28-yard line, and it looks like he got it. So, new set of downs for the Raiders. As we remind you, you can find the perfect gift for your favorite sports fans. Team and player apparel and gear for every sport, plus free shipping when you shop CBS Sports. Shop now at cbssports.com/gift.
And that last play was just great recognition by Derek Carr, understanding what the defense was trying to do. You could see they were spread out in a different formation. He made a change at the line of scrimmage, got Reese into the backfield and able to pick up the first down with the change.
Latavius Murray now lined up behind Carr and gets the handoff and bursts through on the right side, out across the 35 to the 36. That's a pickup of about 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And Latavius putting together a heck of a day. So far, 14 carries for 76 yards against a defense that's only given up 96 yards a game on the ground.
I'm surprised at how quiet and soft-spoken a guy he was.
I know. He came in. I was as well. He was definitely focused and dialed in on what he wanted to do, but not very excitable, and just talked about what he had to do and the work he had to put in.
Quick pass this side of the field, and that's complete to Oluwale. And that is very close to another first down. Let's look at Latavius Murray on the afternoon, Trent.
We started off the game with the big run as he's able to dip up and get Branch to bite on that inside move. And after that big run, he eventually got that first series, got into the end zone.
Meanwhile, Donald Penn limped off the field, the left tackle for the Oakland Raiders. He's been replaced by Matt McCants. And this is Murray. And Murray spinning to just across the 40-yard line. That's what happened to Donald Penn.
There's Donald Penn against Tamba Hali. See him fall to the ground. That right leg he holds up in the air. Back in the field already.
So first down, the ball just across the 40-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. That's Halou in motion to the far side of the field, and that pass over the middle and complete and into Kansas City territory, and inside the 45-yard line is Clive Walford.
Walford just finding the zone. He just finds the zone in the middle of the field. He's lined up. He just goes up and he's going to sit down right in the middle. Splits the linebackers, Johnson and Mauga.
And Derek Carr has gone over 3,000 yards passing for the season. Only the 5th player in NFL history with 3,000 plus yards and 20 or more TDs in each of his first 2 seasons.
He's had a heck of a start to his career, and it's only going to get better.
And he adds to it. That rifle shot complete to Amari Cooper.
He gets it on him quick enough. Carr gets it on to Cooper quick enough to where Derek Johnson, the inside linebacker, can't get out and get into that passing lane. Also allows the offensive line get a little bit of a rest when you get the ball in your hands that quick.
The rookie with his first reception of the afternoon. Now from the 31, Carr flipping it this way. This is Halou. 20. 16-yard line. Tyvon Branch brings him down, but not before the Raiders get themselves another first down.
Well, you know, Greg, this is reminding me a lot of that first drive of the first half when this game started. The game plan that Bill Musgrave had in place that he was calling, just mixing up the run and the pass. They were able to give some big plays. They got the big. Now here in the second half, this is their first drive of the second half, and they've been able to get a nice combination, get some short third downs, able to get the conversions and mixing it up with the run and pass.
Yeah, you don't know what they're going to come out with. Because
really
both are working very well.
Yeah, and causing confusion right now for the Chiefs defensively.
That's Murray coming this way. Carr throwing it the other way, looking for the end zone. Caught by Crabtree. Was he in bounds? That is ruled not a catch.
Number 15, Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver.
Just a little bit too far to the outside. Very clear, both feet out of bounds by Crabtree. Sean Smith got his head turned around, but not soon enough, and as that ball's placed to the outside.
Second and 10 for the 16.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. So does that loosen up the secondary for a run now?
You start seeing the safeties creeping back and set up perfectly.
Murray inside for about a 4-yard pickup. Derek Johnson making the tackle. So it'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, because it's 3rd and longer, you got to think there's either going to be some kind of play action pass or there's going to be rollout or movement by Carr to get to the try and create some lanes in that secondary.
12th play of this drive. They have converted 2 previous 3rd downs. Carr standing in the pocket, throwing over the middle, incomplete. And we have a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 56. Hitting the quarterback in the head. Half the distance to the goal, automatic. First down.
So Derek Johnson with the costly penalty.
Well, in previous years, this wouldn't be a penalty, but with the way they're paying attention, you see Derek Johnson, that's who the penalty is going to be on. As Carr steps up to throw, you see the hand of Johnson come to the face of Carr, right to the top of the helmet above the face mask.
You kind of knew DJ felt guilty when he tried to hold him up.
Well, and you know, and you just can't get near the quarterback's head. The way that it's called now, you just can't do it. And I know when I played, that was never called a penalty. But I'm just saying the way they've done it this last few years, because of player safety, especially quarterbacks in the pocket, that's going to be called.
1st and goal. This is Latavius Murray, and Murray is close to the 5, and Jay Howard with the stop. Meanwhile, lining up at the 5-yard line now. This was the play. We'll get back to it. Meanwhile, here's the pass. Carr, this side, touchdown. Lee Smith. Lee Smith with his first touchdown catch of the year.
Crabtree is going to be on the outside, and he's just going to do a quick slant. Get Lee Smith in the flat. So you got Crabtree clearing out here. You got Smith to the flat. Just a combination route, getting the pressure. No flag as Crabtree went up. Looked like he made contact with Tyvon Branch, although now there is a flag on the field.
There is a flag down at about the 7-yard line.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 22. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. We'll now do the try.
That's the rookie Marcus Peters.
Sebastian Janikowski for the extra point.
The rookie losing some self-control on the play. Here's Janikowski. And he hit the upright, and it bounced back.
Janikowski's first extra point miss on the season. I think Peters is upset because he thought there was a pick or a rub there by Crabtree.
Janikowski fails to get it inside the upright. There's the rookie Marcus Peters, still a little upset on the sideline. And it all involved the touchdown that was scored by the Raiders. We'll get back to that in just a moment. This kickoff will go way out of the end zone. And once again, the Chiefs will start from their own 20-yard line, 20-14 Oakland. Here are the Chiefs at their own 20-yard line. And Charkandrick West wrapped up in a loss of about 5, lost the football and covered it again. Malcolm Smith with the tackle. Meanwhile, take a look at Marcus Peters here, Trent.
So Crabtree is going to come up and hit Tyvon Branch, which in turn runs in to Marcus Peters. And after the play, you'll see Marcus Peters starts pointing his finger at Crabtree to the officials to say that that was a pick or a rub route. So here after the play, here's Crabtree and Peters getting into it, jawing, and you see Peters shove Crabtree right in front of the official, drawing the 15-yard penalty.
Meanwhile, an Oakland Raider down on the field, Shelby Harris. We'll check on him as we take a timeout. That's Shelby Harris on the sideline, first-year player out of Illinois State, limped off of the field. We'll check on him, 2nd and 15 for the Chiefs. Alex Smith in trouble, got rid of it. Ware with the catch on the sideline and forced out of bounds at about the 18. Tremendous pressure on Alex Smith.
Well, this play took a long time to develop as Alex is trying to get the ball up the field. Where is the check down over in the right flat? It's important he got rid of that ball as opposed to taking a sack inside his own 5.
3rd and 12.
I'd say based on where they are in the field here, you don't want to get a pass where you're hanging onto the ball a long time. So look for a quick throw or something to get the ball out of his hands and hopefully, for the Chiefs' sake, be able to pick the yardage up necessary after the catch.
That screen goes nowhere. The ball is loose and out of bounds. The screen was to Spencer Ware, and the Raiders were all over him.
After Alex Smith pump fake to his left to show that wide receiver screen to the outside, he comes back to his right, dumps it off, but the Raiders weren't falling for it at all, especially Mack as he peels back off of the block by Ja Reed and able to make in on the play.
So Colquitt to kick it away to Jeremy Ross. Ross will let it bounce. And it'll go out of bounds between the 35 and the 40-yard line of the Raiders. With just 6 seconds remaining to be played here in the 3rd. A reminder, next Sunday, the NFL on CBS kicks off with regional games. Trent and I will be in Cincinnati. We'll bring Jamie too, won't we? Pittsburgh and the Cincinnati Bengals. Chargers challenge the Chiefs. Raiders travel to Denver. It all begins at noon Eastern with the team that takes you all the way to Super Bowl 50. JB and the guys on the NFL Today.
And I'm sure if you ask Jamie, she's expecting rain next week in Cincinnati, yes, as we've had a couple weeks in a row now.
Express! That's it!
Latavius Murray, and that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We've played 3. 20-14 Raiders. Back after this message and a word from your local station. As we get set for the 4th quarter, let's look at Eric Berry, the Chiefs safety, who was nominated by the Chiefs for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. His numerous charitable efforts include building a multi-sport facility for children in his hometown of Fairburn, Georgia, funding mobile medical clinics that travel to Ugandan villages to feed malnourished children. And Barry, a cancer survivor himself, visits young patients at Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City to discuss their journeys and provide emotional support. Good man.
Incredible story, and good to have him back out on the field.
2nd and 9. Carr under pressure, shoveled it forward to Latavius Murray. Murray across the 45 to the 47, and very close to a first down.
That's a tremendous play by Carr. It's one of those ones that if all of a sudden it becomes a turnover, you're like, what are you thinking? You got to be smart with the football. You're in your own territory. You've got the lead by 6. You don't need to make that kind of play. But when you make it and it works and you get the first down, you're living right, Derek Carr. You're living right.
Coaches on the sidelines go, oh no, oh good.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
Kill. Out there. Express.
And you get credited for a completed pass. This is Murray. And Murray tripped up by Derek Johnson.
Well, the Chiefs are going to need some kind of big play defensively because the Raiders on that last possession were able to move it right down the field, and now with good field position near midfield, Raiders have yet to turn the ball over on the day, and Derek Carr's only been sacked the one time, so they've put together a nice game plan and doing a good job protecting the football.
Carr throwing it, completing to Murray, and Murray tracked down by Derek Johnson. Once again, to New York, JB and Boomer Esiason got it.
Eagles D flying. Trent is not going to like this. This is going to be deflected by Walter Thurman, picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. Watch Tom Brady's going to work on his tackling right there. Not very good. This is going to be a 100-yard interception return for the Philadelphia Eagles. They take the lead, JB, 21-14.
No quarterback would like that, right?
No, but Trent, he gets really uppity about stuff like this.
Greg Gumbo.
Thank you, guys.
Boomer acts like he doesn't get sensitive about a pick six. Come on, Boom.
On 3rd and 13, Carr throwing far side, and he's got Amari Cooper open for the first down.
Big cushion by Marcus Peters here on Amari Cooper as he's able to make the double move, and that's when you have that amount of time as a quarterback to sit back in the pocket, not able to get pressure on Derek Carr. You allow a receiver to make a double move that deep up the field. Chiefs got to change some things up to get in his face.
23 yards on the play as you look at Bill Musgrave, the Raiders offensive coordinator. Oakland now at the Kansas City 33.
And did you see who was walking right next to him? Mike Tice, the offensive line coach. And, Mike's doing a heck of a job with that offensive line, giving Derek the time he needs.
Carr overthrew a wide open Crabtree.
Well, and that's going to make you sick because Crabtree, after he catches this, only has one guy to beat to get into the end zone.
And Derek Carr smiling about that one, too.
Well, Crabtree, he's going to work his way across the field, and it's just one of those ones as a quarterback, you almost wish he had a string on it and you could pull it back because he just didn't finish the throw. He floated it a little too much. And
I don't think you see guys that open in practice, do you?
Yeah, generally it doesn't work that way.
2nd and 10.
Blue 80. What's up?
Carr pulls it down again, and now looking for room to run. Tried to throw it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Maga. Maga down the middle of the field. Can he get there? Inside the 5 and down at the 1-yard line.
I've been very complimentary of Derek Carr. He does so many things well. This time just hanging on to the football too long. See him come out, he tries throwing left, comes back right, slides up in the pocket, tries to buy more time to get back left. At some point in time, that clock has to go off in your head. D Ford is the one knocking it loose. Maga picking it up out of the air, and about the 25, a piano jumps on his back, and he's not able to finish it into the end zone. But great awareness by Maga and having bodies around the ball. Bob Sutton, defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, just said to get the turnovers, you have to have bodies around the ball, and that's what happened.
Now, what comes to the fore here? The rare missed extra point by Sebastian Janikowski. A 66-yard return by Maga.
I'm not sure the officials are maybe going to take another look at this because they've told the Chiefs to re-huddle. Carr with the play fake, trying to get back to the inside to hit Roberts on that inside slant that they've hit so effectively many times today. Just taking too long, and as D Ford makes that sack, the ball pops up in the air, and now it's been confirmed by the officials on the sideline that the play can go ahead, that there won't be an additional review needed.
So it's 1st and goal. Spencer Ware, Anthony Sherman in the backfield. Penalty marker. Alex Smith pleading his case.
Alex part of the discussion.
Yeah.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 96. Moving in the neutral zone, causing the offensive man to move. It's half the distance to the goal.
So they're going to blame Danico Autry.
Danico Autry is going to be the one to move, but what he's watch the center's head here. Danico Autry's over here. The center does a head bob, but that's a silent count for the guys along the offensive line. That's not a move to simulate a snap. So when Autry jumps off sides, that brings the Chiefs. That's why the play's called against the Raiders.
Where? Didn't get there. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Sherman with the lead block to the outside. We're just not able to get in.
No one in the backfield. Quick pass. Touchdown, Jeremy Maclin.
Down there, the black hole into the stadium. When they made that shift to spread out the offense, the Raiders only responded with man-to-man coverage. They left a lot of guys in the box because I think they believed that it was going to be an Alex Smith quarterback keeper or a quarterback sneak. So they only moved enough guys out for the one-on-one, and the Chiefs able to get the quick completion and Maclin in for the end zone, into the end zone.
And I believe that's ruled a rushing touchdown with the pass directly across the line of scrimmage. Santos for the lead. Didn't happen. James Winchester snapped to the holder, Dustin Colquitt. All of a sudden, everybody's having extra point problems. Santos pulled up, Colquitt threw it away, and we're tied at 20.
Here we are with the extra point. Now, you'll see Dustin Colquitt, he's losing the ball as it goes to the ground, and it's not in the same spot. So why would Cairo Santos not just kick that? Well, the landmark or the spot of where the ball was off by a good 8 inches or so. You see the disgust on Maclin's face, wondering what's going on. This was a 1-point game. Oakland had missed their extra point. Here was a chance to take the lead, but instead it's all tied.
Jeremy Ross will not run this one out of the end zone. The touchback will have the Raiders starting at their own 20-yard line. Gives us an opportunity to remind you Thursday night only on NFL Network, the Vikings and the Cardinals. Big showdown between two of the NFL's best. Thursday night football at 8 Eastern time, now only on NFL Network. Arizona a winner today at St. Louis. Minnesota stomped at home by Seattle.
Well, and just how big are the 2 turnovers by these teams? Kelsey, the big turnover before the half that the Raiders were able to move down to get the late score going into halftime, and then the last drive, Carr's fumble that shot up in the air, interception that was flipped up in the air, and Maga getting a hold of to put him in position to score.
Carr throwing, Crabtree with the catch. And Crabtree going to mark down at the 26 once again to New York. JB and Boomer.
Greg, Cam again. That's right. Trent Green's going to be talking about this on Monday. QB Cam Newton, 13 yards, and Devin Funchess as Carolina now starting to lay it on here in the second half against New Orleans as they take a 27-16 lead. 3 TDs for Cam Newton today.
Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, thank you. Carolina having clinched the NFC South with Atlanta's loss at Tampa Bay.
I think Boomer just likes saying Funchess.
Yes. Carr over the middle. That's complete close to the 40-yard line. Amari Cooper finds his way across the 40 to the 41 and a first down. And Derek Carr finding some big holes in this Kansas City secondary.
Well, and having the time to push the ball up the field. Good job by the offensive line of the Raiders. It's just a deep dig route by Cooper working the middle of the field. Look at that, 21 completions to 10 different receivers. We said at the top of this telecast the way he's able to spread the ball around. Has so many weapons at his disposal. Obviously, Cooper and Crabtree being the main ones.
Murray out of the backfield. Out to about the 45-yard line. You mentioned those Carolina Panthers. The NFC playoff picture looks like this, with Minnesota losing and Green Bay stepping into that division lead for the moment.
Well, and that train wreck that's going on out east, that NFC East, with the Giants losing today to drop down to 5-7. Philly with the lead against New England, and Washington
Down.
playing later.
Blue 80.
You can't trust anybody.
I know that's a crazy division, but somebody's got to win it.
2nd and 6. Carr, far side of the field. And this is Andre Holmes, can't shake the 2nd and 3rd tacklers. It was Andre Holmes streaking down the field to catch Josh Maga from behind.
Well, and that's great hustle on his part. They could have given up on the play, but just tells you the character that Jack Del Rio has put together, assembled on this team. Reggie McKenzie doing a great job of adding new coaching staff and new players and really putting it all together.
Yeah, all the players telling us Jack Del Rio just want to be 1-0 this week. That's all they want to be. 3rd and 5. Carr down the far sideline and out of bounds. Intended for Cooper. We have a flag in the backfield. This looks like it's going to go against the
Holding.
Chiefs.
Defense, number 98. The 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Nick Williams, the defensive lineman, is guilty of a hold.
Well, when you call a defensive lineman for holding, it generally means they're grabbing somebody because they have linebackers blitzing. So let's keep an eye on Williams here as he comes in. He reaches out and he pulls. When you know you have a blitz coming up with linebackers and safeties, you're trying to pull those linemen out of the way so they can't switch off and pick up the blitzer, and that's what he gets called on.
That pass is incomplete. That was the 4th first down today for Oakland on a Kansas City penalty. JB and Boomer cranking it up. Back to New York.
The Benjamin Button of the NFL.
I got to tell you something. Greg Gumbel doesn't get too excited about many things, but this is going to excite him because this is the 3rd return today that the Eagles have had. They scored 28 unanswered points. 21 of them have come on returns. That's Darren Sproles. That's 83 yards. The Eagles now lead 28-14. A blocked punt, an interception return, and a punt return.
And Greg will be
very excited. Yeah, he should be, usually.
Okay, Greg Gumbel.
Fell out of my chair, guys. Derek Carr throwing over the middle, and he's intercepted. Picked off by Peters. Peters back up the sideline. 40, 30, 20. Out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Seth Roberts caught up with him. And Marcus Peters with his 100 or so friends and family celebrating the interception and the return.
Derek Carr thinks he has time to get it to Crabtree, is working across the field. Here he has a clear out on the backside. As he goes to make this throw, it's a timing route with the pressure that's coming. He has man-to-man. He lofts it over the top, but Crabtree either slips or trips and falls to the ground. So all all Marcus Peters has to do is fall off and make that interception.
Marcus Peters with his 5th interception of the season. We told you earlier about 100 or so friends and family here. And that's pretty sweet for the rookie. So here we go. The Chiefs at the 17 or 18-yard line. 18. Smith just threw it away. That play never developed. Kansas City, its 2nd takeaway of the day. They've now had 2 or more takeaways in 7 straight games.
Well, really, that's been the story of these 2 halves. The first half, the Chiefs with 2 turnovers, giving the Raiders the lead with the points off turnovers. As we see DeVito going to the locker room getting checked for a concussion. But now here in the second half, the Chiefs getting 2 turnovers from the Raiders. Last time they were able to get it into the end zone to tie this thing up. Now we'll see if the defense of the Raiders can respond.
3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns for the Chiefs. The pass to the near side, Macklin. Macklin to the end zone, touchdown!
Good blocking on the outside by the Chiefs wide receivers. See Macklin's lined up in the slot. Just going to be a quick throw to him, but on the outside, they catch the Raiders in pressure. Albert Wilson goes low and is able to chop down Nate Allen, who was slow to get up.
Pretty good execution.
If you could catch a team in a blitz like that, if you can catch them in the pressure, get the ball to the outside, outflank that pressure, gives you the advantage. Chiefs take advantage of it.
Jeremy Macklin, 8 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown. And that one way off the mark. Boy, extra points are at a premium here today. I mean, that wasn't even close. Looked like a good hold. Santos just misfired. 26-20, Chiefs. After the game time permitting, the Subway post-game show with all the guys back in New York with scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway post-game show. Ross with a chance to return this one on the run. About a yard deep into the end zone. 15, 20. And out to about the 23 or the 24-yard line. Take this opportunity to remind you, tonight, are students being pressured into becoming confidential informants? A 60 Minutes investigation, plus a primate closer in DNA to humans than any other on Earth. That might be me, Trent. Tonight, only CBS. Cairo Santos, there's apparently this epidemic around the league today of extra points being missed. 9 of them in total. Only 8 were missed all of last season.
Right here, 49.
I anticipate Derek Carr responding on this. I remember last week against Tennessee, bringing him back in the 4th quarter for the win.
Nice pass over the middle of Seth Roberts, and that's complete out across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and an Oakland first down.
And you just showed Cairo Santos that another missed extra point by Santos. He puts the Raiders in position. They go down and score. They've got Janikowski to lean on for their extra point.
That would be the Janikowski who hit the upright earlier today.
That would be, that's right.
Carr throwing, and that's complete. And that is Seth Roberts again. Said it earlier in the game, Seth Roberts has been an amazing story for these Oakland Raiders.
He really has been. How he's worked his way from being released to being off the practice squad and just getting himself in a position where last week, he catches the game-winning touchdown. But Carr trying to get these guys into hurry up, get a little tempo going offensively.
Carr throwing far side, open man, and he hit him inside the 25. That's Amari Cooper.
Chiefs bring an 8-man pressure this time. 7-man pressure this time. Not able to get the Carr in time. Cooper just working the out route against Peters.
18-yard pickup, and the line of scrimmage, the Kansas City 24, as we come up on 6.5 to play.
Down! Righty! Return!
Carr throwing far side of the field, and that's incomplete. So let's check the AFC playoff picture once again. New England, Cincinnati, Denver, Indianapolis, division leaders in charge. The Jets with a win today. Kansas City trying to keep pace. Oakland trying to climb the ladder and get to 6-6. No pressure.
No pressure. That's what football is this time of year, though, and that's why everybody loves it, because with so many teams in the mix for the playoffs right now, these games are so important.
Hey, go ahead, 56. Down! Righty! Return!
Carr trying to get out of trouble and can't, and goes down at the 31-yard line. Daniel Sorensen, number 49, in on the sack.
You'll see Sorensen, he drops down here, and he's able to come and bring the pressure. They brought a bunch of different combinations now the last few snaps. They've changed personnel with multiple safeties, multiple linebackers. Bob Sutton, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, finding different ways to bring pressure because they weren't able to get that type of pressure in the first half. There's Bob Sutton right there.
3rd and 17, lost the football. Carr picked it up, looking, has time, and throws incomplete. Threw it away. And that will bring Sebastian Janikowski onto the field.
A little bit low, but that's one that Carr can come up with. He had one a week ago also against the Titans that was low around his knees that he dropped on a 4th down. Smart decision to just throw it away and leave this a makeable range for Janikowski.
Janikowski will line this up from 49 yards. Kick is on its way and looks good and hit the upright again. Appeared to me to be headed through the uprights, and boy was I wrong. Coming up on 5.5 to play in regulation. Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Jamie Erdahl, the rest of our CBS Sports crew here in Oakland, where the missed kicks has become an epidemic.
It's been amazing here today, and you'd like to blame it on the field conditions, but it hasn't been that at all.
Sharkandrick West, as the Chiefs are going to try to take a little time off the clock, but that won't work. Coming up after the game, time permitting, the Subway post-game show. JB and the guys with the latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway post-game show. Eric Fisher slow to get off the turf. Boy, this is a banged-up offensive line the Kansas City Chiefs have been working with for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, they continue to shuffle it around without starting center Mitch Morse, so Zach Fulton is starting there, and losing Jeff Allen early in the game with Stevenson now playing left guard, so they continue to shuffle pieces along that O-line.
2nd and 8. Quick pass on the slant, incomplete. Albert Wilson going to the turf, along with number 25, DJ Hayden.
Well, you want to use up as much time as you can in this situation. You know, as important as a 2-minute offense is, that 4- and 5-minute offense when you're trying to preserve a lead. So first down, you run the ball, keep the clock moving. You come back with a conservative throw, a slant, and it's incomplete. So now the clock stops. So now on 3rd down, you have to push the ball up the field. The Raiders can bring pressure. They've been able to get pressure on Alex Smith when he's had to hold the ball for a long time.
Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. And we get a timeout used here by Kansas City. 4:50 to play. 4th quarter. Chiefs by 6. The Raider defense looking at a 3rd down situation here. It might very well be required to save their season. Alex Smith. That pass. Almost intercepted. Incomplete. Intended for number 19, Jeremy Maclin, and David Amerson broke it up.
Emerson in good position as just trying to do an outside curl or comeback. A timing throw that just dies at the feet of Macklin. You see that Macklin had a step on him. Emerson able to come back, almost comes up with the interception.
Jeremy Ross deep for the kick. A most important kick upcoming from Dustin Colquitt. High and not real deep. Fair catch called for and made it right around the 14 or 15 yard line. A reminder, NFL fans, order your holiday gifts from NFLshop.com today. Save 20% at the official store of the NFL, NFLshop.com. So in essence, Trent, the Oakland Raiders looking to save their season here. 5-6 on the year, and really can't afford to lose any more games.
Well, Jack Del Rio, Charles Woodson, the players that we've talked to said it was important to get to 10 wins, and they're in position to get to 10 wins. You can't lose any games, and if you get below 10 wins, then sometimes you're leaving it to the fate of other teams. So they were trying to focus week in and week out, but obviously Derek Carr is now in position to go down and get this win.
Murray for not very much. That breaks a string of 16 consecutive pass plays on offense for the Raiders. Under 4.5 to play.
Well, and there's still plenty of time. 4.5 to play. You can utilize the huddle. You got 3 timeouts left. So I know you said 16 straight passes. They get the run there. They don't get anything from it. But you still got to maintain some balance if you have the chance to.
I want big goal.
2nd and 10. Quick pass, far side of the field. And not able to break away is Latavius Murray. A 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 9.
I tell you what, Bob Sutton isn't afraid to bring pressure. A lot of times you bring pressure, you're leaving yourself susceptible to big plays, but he continues to stack guys near the line of scrimmage, bring secondary pressure, linebacker pressure, mix things up, not giving Derek Carr time to stand in the pocket, fire it down the field, or at least causing some confusion so they can't get into a rhythm, at least these last couple of plays.
Let's see what kind of play the Raiders come up with here and if Jack Del Rio has to make a decision. Carr throwing over the middle, incomplete, and is it intercepted? Picked off at midfield by Tyvon Branch to the end zone. Yes, touchdown. Tyvon Branch, the ex-Oakland Raider.
Former 4th-round pick, spent 7 years with the Raiders. Coming up big here.
Tip, picked off, looks clean.
All of that looked clean.
And back for the touchdown. Let's see. On the sideline.
Looks like he made it.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
38 yards.
38-yard return of the interception. And we have a Raider down.
Just goes off the hands of Amari Cooper as it tips up in the air. Branch over the top, able to maintain control. See it tip up. He's not, doesn't allow it to hit the ground. Doesn't have control, but when he gets control, he's on his back.
And he's up again and off to the races. Donald Penn was the injured Raider who is slowly walking back to the bench. So it's a 32-20 lead, and the Chiefs will go for 2 here in a 14-point lead. Smith throwing for the end zone, caught Mike Kelsey. And opponents of the Raiders now 5 out of 5 on 2-point conversion attempts.
There's Kelsey lined up. on the inside. Just gets to the back line against Asante. Good ball placement. Alex Smith taking a shot. Landing on that right shoulder, and as quarterbacks do, they look at the official to see if he's going to get a flag on that. No flag thrown, but the 2-point conversion is good as Kansas City takes a 2-touchdown lead.
And here in the fourth quarter, Kansas City has outscored the Oakland Raiders 20-0.
You see the formula that the Raiders were able to break in the first half, and that was they flipped the script on what the Chiefs like to do in terms of turnovers and sacks and penalties, and really had the Chiefs out of sorts. And now that we've gotten to the second half here, Chiefs have gotten back to their formula that helped them win 5 straight games.
Did you see a big change in what the Chiefs did, an adjustment at halftime?
You know, I saw Bob Sutton start to bring more pressures and more combinations of pressures. He didn't want to give Derek Carr the ability to sit that back there and be comfortable in the passing game, and he hasn't allowed that to happen in the second half.
Ross going to run this one out of the end zone. To the sideline and out of bounds. Shy of the 20-yard line. Those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you are watching the NFL on CBS, our game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders, along with Trent Green and Jamie Erdahl. I'm Greg Gumbel. It's 34-20 Kansas City. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regularly scheduled time. So there's not much mystery to what the Oakland Raiders have to do right now. Their season on the verge of crashing and burning. Interceptions have cut their last 2 drives short. Carr directing, throws short and complete to Latavius Murray. Let's get to JB and Boomer once again at the NFL Today in New York.
Breeze spearheading the charge. A wild one down in the dome, guys. 24 yards to Brandon Coleman. The 3rd TD pass of the day for Drew Brees. Saints 15 unanswered points. They take the lead, 31-27, with 14 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter over the Panthers.
Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, and just getting off of the turf here slowly is the rookie Marcus Peters, who has had such a terrific day in so many ways. This is his coverage on the far side of the field.
Well, and you could see as he went to make that cut, that right foot slipped out. Saw the trainers or doctors working on that right calf, whether or not it's a cramp.
Friends and family, his mom in the stands.
Yeah, considering they're working on it there with that roller, that tends to make you believe that it's just a cramp and not an injury.
On 2nd and 4. Carr throwing. Got his man up the seam and he dropped it. Michael Rivera had it and lost it.
Well, consider the Raiders need to come up with 2 scores. That's one that Rivera has to bring in. Oh, got Sorensen in the slot. Chiefs lucky not to get the penalty on Cooper as he comes over the top with the late hit.
3rd and 10. Carr. And this is Clive Walford. And they're going to give him the first down. The first down out to the 30-yard line. 2:40 to play.
What's going on?
Raiders with 3 timeouts, but they need 2 touchdowns. Short pop over the middle. This is Marcel Reese, and Reese has another first down out to about the 45.
The Chiefs are completely fine with this as it keeps the clock rolling. Getting closer to the 2-minute warning.
56.
Carr coming across underneath. That's not going to work as Marcel Reese is wrapped up by number 56, Derek Johnson. And we reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in Oakland. Kansas City in charge. Welcome back to Oakland. 2 minutes remaining in regulation, and the Oakland Raiders leading 2 touchdowns in a big way, and that pass is to the far side to Clive Walford and doesn't garner very much yardage at all. And the Raiders use a timeout. They have 2 remaining. A reminder, tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and an investigation into a surprising new breed of confidential informants, followed by an all-star Grammy salute to Frank Sinatra, only CBS. Well, these Kansas City Chiefs with a win here keep themselves firmly in the conversation for a wild card in the AFC.
Well, and if the season ended today, they would be in the wild card spot or the playoff spot. So you can see they're a little bit more relaxed on the sideline when they were earlier. But for Derek Carr, you need to start pushing it down the field. I know he's had the 3 interceptions here in the fourth quarter, but hitting those underneath routes for a yard or 2 isn't going to get it done when you need 2 scores.
And now it's 3rd and 10. They need the 45-yard line of the Chiefs for a first down, and he goes down. Frank Zombo for the sack.
Number of different defenders since Justin Houston's not playing. D. Ford getting the start, and now Frank Zombo coming in and getting a sack of his own.
And this is 4th and very long yardage. 4th and 18. Carr under pressure and going down again. And again it's Zombo. And the ball will go over to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are all smiles here in Oakland, California. Once again to New York, JB and Boomer.
Back and forth they go.
They do. It is a wild one in the Dome down in New Orleans. This time it's Cam Newton's turn. 45 yards to Kegan Jr. Cam Newton, 22 of 31, 261 yards, 4 TD passes, 34-31 Panthers with 11:54 to go in the fourth quarter.
As Greg has said before, they're paying you by the word, Boomer. Back to Greg Gumbel.
Thank you, guys. Did Cam Newton throw that ball half the football field off his back foot?
Yeah, he had that front foot pointed the other direction. So that's a little bit about what Cam is. What about that game? Who's playing defense in that one?
This is Spencer Ware. And clock continues to move. Coming up on a minute to play in regulation, and the AFC wildcard playoff picture giving Kansas City a win, the Jets a winner earlier today, and Oakland falling to 5-7 behind Pittsburgh, Houston, Buffalo.
Makes that game tonight even more important. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh.
Denver is winning, and Kansas City about to close this one out. And Andy Reid, it's amazing. After an opening day win, the Chiefs, losers of 5 in a row, and at 1-5, look dead in the water. They've now won 6 straight.
Well, and they found the formula here. Now 6 wins in a row, taking advantage of turnovers, taking advantage of field position, really turning things around after half.
A day of turnovers, a day of missed kicks, and when it's all over, our final score. The Kansas City Chiefs 34, the Oakland Raiders 20. Up next, 60 Minutes, followed by an all-star Grammy salute to Frank Sinatra. For Trent Green, for Jamie Erdahl, for all of us here in Oakland, Greg Gumbel. So long from O.Co Coliseum. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, the home of Super Bowl 50.